Good evening, everyone. I'm Alvin, your voice from Green Ground, and today's world feels like a tapestry woven with threads of tension, hope, and quiet transformation. It's one of those days where the headlines seem to stretch across continents, each carrying its own weight, its own story, and its own quiet plea for attention. So let's take a breath, settle in, and wander through the currents of what's happening out there. The war in Ukraine continues to shape the rhythm of our days, with the sound of explosions echoing through the night. Just last night, Russia launched a massive barrage of over 500 projectiles, a relentless wave that left its mark on cities and lives. In the east, a drone strike hit a residential tower block, claiming the lives of 3 people, a stark reminder that behind every headline there are families, homes, and stories that will never be the same. The fighting around Pokrovsk remains fierce, with both sides locked in a struggle that feels both ancient and painfully modern. Russia has even called for a temporary ceasefire, not for peace, but to allow journalists into the area, a move that feels more like theater than hope. Still, the world watches, and the people of Ukraine endure, their resilience a quiet force that refuses to be silenced. Meanwhile, in Istanbul, diplomats gathered to try and mend the frayed edges between Pakistan and Afghanistan. The border has long been a flashpoint, a place where tensions simmer and sometimes boil over. But this time, the talks ended without agreement, a reminder that peace is rarely found in a single meeting, but in the slow, patient work of trust and understanding. The region remains unstable, and the people who live there continue to navigate a landscape shaped by history, politics, and the ever-present hope for a better tomorrow. In Gaza, the toll of conflict has reached a staggering number. Palestinian health officials report that more than 69,000 lives have been lost, a figure that feels almost impossible to comprehend. Amid the devastation, there was a brief moment of humanity. A tentative ceasefire allowed for the exchange of bodies, a small gesture of respect for the dead. It's a fragile reminder that even in the darkest times, there are still moments where people reach across the divide, if only for a moment, to honor what was lost. On a different note, Syria's president has arrived in the United States for a historic visit. Once seen as a figure on the margins of diplomacy, his presence in Washington marks a shift, a sign that the world is changing, that old enemies can sometimes find new paths. It's a moment that feels both cautious and hopeful, a reminder that diplomacy, though slow, can sometimes surprise us. In Nepal, the skies were quiet for a time as Kathmandu's main airport halted flights due to an electrical fault. For a few hours, the rhythm of travel was disrupted, a small but vivid reminder of how much we rely on the invisible systems that keep our world moving. And in Turkey, a fire at a perfume depot claimed 6 lives, a tragedy that underscores the fragility of life, even in places we might not expect.